You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is the place where sports experience collide. Dead in sports. I'm your host, Kenneth Beans. Joining me, we got Shelton and Nick. What up?
What's going on?
What's up, man?
I look like that.
Well, I know we're a lot better than Baylor fans right now after they found a way, as Kyle say, bad teams find a way to lose. This team found so many ways to lose this game. Like, we were recording with all disrespect. Make sure you guys, if you guys want to hear that, Nick, Spike, and I, that'll be on Is the Mic Still on Patreon account. And the first one was, of course, well, let me set the tape. Colorado Buffalo win in OT 38-31 off of a forced fumble by Travis Hunter in the end zone, which resulted in a touchback. Clear walk-in touchdown that they could have had after Shedeur worked some magic with a hell of a pass to send the game into OT to hit Webster for the game time touchdown, which were all great plays that Colorado made because Baylor allowed them to make them. Baylor is an awful, awful team. They are absolutely terrible.
This is their first loss of the season, kid.
This is their second loss of the season.
Oh, look, second? Man. Oh, damn.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. Colorado made all the plays. I'm not going to take anything away from that. For all intents and purposes, that was a lost game. But number one, going back to the first half, up 24-10, and I saw a receiver drop the wide open touchdown. And then I saw another touchdown that Baylor gave up when the DB when it looked like he was down. There were like two Baylor defenders standing there watching. Didn't even try to go tackle him. They just assumed he was down. So that resulted in a touchdown. Third quarter, was pretty much a push. And then the fourth quarter when all the excitement happened. So you get us. Oh, and that's not even including all of the missed tackles. Credit to Shedeur for escaping those sacks because he did a good job of getting out of that. But they didn't tackle him a couple of times. But in the fourth quarter, they turned around and found a way to get him down on the ground. Forced a punt, get in field goal range, and got very, very conservative with the terrible calls that they made. Missed the field goal, left the opening for Shedeur, and Shedeur had a great scramble on second and 24 to cut it down to 3rd and 7, made a couple more plays, and then there was 2 seconds left. And this is where Baylor found a way to lose the game. They called a timeout. I don't understand why teams play prevent defense. They've gotten pressure with 4 defenders that drive. You line up 3 to the left. Shedeur and his great play tonight rolled to the right, but you cut the field in half. The safety sitting there, instead of drifting over to Shedeur, just sat there, and then Shedeur made a hell of a play to tie the game. And it was just great play by Colorado and Shedeur overcoming, which I thought was a bad coaching by Dion Late, because I think he almost cost him that game with his misuse of timeouts. But Baylor blew this game in every single way that I just detailed, and Colorado did what they should have done, and they won the game. Terrible, bro.
I hate that I wasn't on the last recap that y'all did. Because that Colorado game was interesting as well. But this one is the first game that I'd probably say this is probably a top 2, if not for me, number 1, Shedeur Sanders game. He was getting hit all night. He was down and out. this could have been easily a blowout, like you said, Ken, but he got this team back in the game. And obviously, you got to give credit to Travis Hunter for being Travis Hunter, but also, like you said, Ken, Wester, or however the nigga name is, L-Dub, you know what I'm saying? Like, because he got I ain't trying to be, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be too disrespectful, but he got a crazy first name, but, but he was balling. He was balling this game. He showed up clutch. They put number 14 in the transfer portal who dropped that easy walk-in touchdown.
Oh man.
That was just egregious, especially for like they could have went for 2 right then and there and ended the game sooner than going to OT, which I think some of us predicted in the chat. But this is a Shedeur Sanders game. This is a grade A, like, because I've been calling for him and I've been asking, like, I started off this season. I was like, bro, I don't know how we can judge Shedeur if he doesn't will this team to wins as a top QB coming into the upcoming NFL draft. But he balled out like a first round grade this game. Like he was getting hit all night. His offensive line is shitball. I don't know, they must get paid under the table or something, bro. Because I swear, as soon as the ball got hiked, dude was right there.
A couple times, right?
And Shedeur just running for his life. I don't know if they just timed the snap count that well, but damn. But no, I gotta give credit where his credit's due. He did his thing, bro. Like, and he just kept getting back up and just trying to make a play. Like, even when they were down literally seconds in the fourth quarter, like, he was holding on. The one thing that you like and dislike about him is how much he holds on the ball, because some of them sacks probably could he just throw the ball away. You don't have to take that ugly sack. But other times he made plays, and it's because he tries to hold on to the ball long enough to get somebody open or to see how it develops. But I just came away very impressed by him. This was a much needed win, though, by Colorado, because if they lost this game the way it was going, bro, we definitely talking about Deion differently. You know what I'm saying? Because my grade for them this season is they got to give at least 5 games. They have to improve upon what they did last season.
I think they'll get 6.
And I'm saying, and I bring that up again because, like, so I showed them, I think we all went through the game, their schedule. Like, these next 3 games, bro, like these the bulk of where you're supposed to win your games, so that anything on top of this is icing on the cake. Like, get your guaranteed 4 wins here, because they should win next week too, I believe. And then after that, that's when their season gets started. Because we saw a Utah Oklahoma State game, and if Baylor's getting behind this line, if Nebraska is getting behind this line that quick, they got some shit coming up for them when they get deep into this Big 12. But I'm gonna give credit where credit's due, bro. They did their thing.
Yeah, they did, and it was a big win for the program. They needed, like we did cover earlier, you need all these early wins. You got to stockpile wins early, because it is going to get much greater later. It's going to get a lot harder going forward. And we see a lot of the same issues out of the Colorado team that we've seen for the past couple of years. There's no protection. We talked about that. The defense has stepped up and showed some life at times. So there's times when they make plays when need to be made. They still got a lot of deficiencies, but they do step up at times, and it's going to be interesting to see Central Florida next week. I think it's going to be a tougher game than we expect, but if Shedeur plays like he plays tonight, then they'll be all right. But he showed you why he should be the top quarterback off the board, in my opinion. I just think
I ain't going that far yet. Yeah.
I can go that far because he's doing what he's supposed to do. He can't do it himself, and basically, if you look at it, he's making plays where that's why he holds the ball so long. Because if he doesn't make a play, they don't have a play. If they had a running game, maybe I cut, I would say I would be a little harder on them. They had a little bit of running game. If they had a little bit of a passing protection scheme, I would be a little hard on him. But to do what he does with no protection and no run support, you got to get that man his props. Oh, it's my birthday too, y'all, man. Happy birthday to me. Yeah, I just realized. Yep.
Okay. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, bro.
For real. Why were you impressed by this game, Nick?
It was more so
Baylor's corners are awful. Baylor's not a good.
This has nothing to do with Baylor. This is more so about, like, what does Shedeur do when his back is against the wall? Because that's what I feel like he's going to have to do most of this season.
But he's done that before, though. I don't know if this is a good measure instead.
To me, this schedule this season is harder than it was last season. And
Where?
Like,
oh yeah, he ain't gotten to it yet. Never mind.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's I'm like, we haven't gotten to a part yet. That's what I'm saying. This what he's gonna have to go through this season based off these games right now. To me, it's like if I judge a quarterback is like, if you're good enough, you can get us the shitty wins. Like, as far as like the shitty teams, you should be able to damn, bro. I don't know what the hell Sheldon doing now, celebrating. I feel like if you're a good quarterback, like Heisman winning, playoff contending quarterback, you should be able to beat the shitty teams. We judge you based off how you play the good to great teams. And I'm not saying Baylor is good to great, but I'm saying like these are the shitty wins that he should get. You know what I'm saying? UCF, even though Sheldon trying to gas them up, I'm not worried about them. Now, right now, Kansas State is down against BYU, but it's at halftime. We don't know. It's like 6-17, so it looked like it's a defensive game. If they end up losing that, they may drop down their ranking. But right now, Kansas State's ranked 13th. Again, like that's a test that I'm waiting on to see what they look like. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm anticipating seeing what Shedeur looks like under those teams. But for now, it's like he got to win these games. However he does it, good, bad, or ugly. And he showed me a lot in these ugly games that he can still be good. He can will his team to a win.
Yeah, I'm still seeing struggles. And what I will give Deion credit for tonight is he stayed committed to the run game. And I think that helped out a lot. I just don't think Baylor is that an impressive an opponent. And let me tell you, two of their wins they had, Nick, came against Air Force. They won 31-3. And then Tarleton State. Okay. So that's how they got to 2-1. And
you know what it was, Ken, for me? Is seeing how bad that offensive line is. Now I kind of understand why he called him out. because the reason why I'm saying this now is because I'm already predicting early, like as the season gets harder, that pass rush is going to get way more difficult. And he needs to be able to overcome a bad offensive line, which he had to this game. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't care what you want to say about Baylor. They were they were in his face. He got sacked at least 4 times.
He got hit a lot. Yeah, he's tough.
He got hit like he's tough. I didn't know how tough he was until this game. I may be late on that, but this was I'm a tough dude game, and I'm gonna still get the dub while throwing a perfect spiral to the spot that it needs to be. Like,
yeah, that was a great pass. I applauded and gave Colorado all of the praise that they deserve. I just don't, but I also saw that they were gifted this win.
They were. A lot of goofy shit had to happen, but Ken, a win is a win.
I know.
When you're only trying to get the 5.
Yeah, I mean, there was one pass he threw where he got destroyed. He stood in there and he threw it, and it was a great pass. And I commend him for that. The O-line is terrible, and that impacts him a lot. It's just, I'm just not impressed when this was a game that they should have lost. And again, I'm seeing you whoop up, like, I don't know. I want to see him against the tough teams.
This is where every Heisman winner, any kind of college football, I mean, shit, look, we looked at Michigan versus USC. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the games that we judge teams off of, but most of these stats based off like these Michigan, these big programs, they getting them off shitball teams, bro. Like it ain't like Alabama when they're undefeated, 3 or 4 of those wins is against like who the fuck a university or
but they beat the fuck out of them, right? they do. There's no doubt against those teams, like. So it's either Colorado's playing down to the level of competition or this is Colorado at their level of competition. And Jamar Moore and DJ of 86. Yeah, I am mad that they won the game because this is a game that they should not have won. Like what I want to see, I hate what I don't like is I would prefer to see dominance, and I think there's credit to the resilience of this team, to the mental toughness of this team, to what you're saying is the mental fortitude to find a way to win a game. There's a lot of value in that, and that could become critical down the stretch. And also somebody said, JB talking about because he liked channels like us because no matter what, y'all still going to talk trash but get proved wrong. What the fuck were we proved wrong last year? Huh? Where we because let's not forget that this is the same way they started out last year, and we saw how that ended. All right.
That's the whole point of my expectations going into this season, Ken, because you was asking, like, what am I seeing differently this season than last season? I'm like, we have legit expectations now. Before last year, we didn't know what to expect from Colorado. They surprised us with TCU, and then all of a sudden we just jumped on that bandwagon, not knowing that this is a rebuild project.
Yeah.
So now that I know what this is, I'm looking at it from that standpoint of like, yeah, like Shedeur, you should at least win 5 games this season. If you're not winning 5 games this season, what the fuck is we talking about? You and your daddy. You know what I'm saying? And Shedeur, you need to look good like a first round top 5 QB in that process, because that's what people telling me you is. If those two things don't happen, and they have to happen for all of this to make sense, then I will reclaim all the shit that I'm saying about them right now. But until I see that, I got my doubts, but I'm going to be critiquing it along the way. And if it looked good, it looked good. And he looked really good. He looked great this game.
I think he always looked good at his teams like this, though. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if he's going to be top 1 or 2 QB anyway. Like, the talent is there. Like,
I don't know about that. I don't know about that, Ken.
I'm almost there, Nick. I'm there with Travis. I don't need to see anything else with Travis.
And I hate when people do that, because we already that's obvious. Travis is the best player in college football right now. I don't think anybody's really questioning.
I was slow to get on Travis though.
No.
I thought Travis was just cooking.
When I first heard that Travis plays offense and defense, and last season proved it with Travis for me. The shit he did last season, he's like the TJ Watt of this team, where it's like, you know the quarterback is the most important position, because that's literally how you probably are going to win and lose games. However, you're talking about impact player on like who's the most valuable player on his team. It's this guy. It's our offensive guy, because his defense creates offense. But for Travis, he is literally playing offense too. So it's like, and then the reason why I like this game for Shedeur is that he didn't have to go to just Travis this game. He created another weapon in number 10. Everybody keep on talking about these wide receivers and them being grade 1 wide receivers, that could be NFL wide receivers.
Horn, Shepard.
Yeah, like I was like, I've been waiting to really see it. And number 10 has been showing out, because I think he showed out last game too. But like number 10 is really showing out. And like, to me, we found out like this is now the trio on offense.
I like Shepard.
It's Shedeur, Webster. Is that the one who dropped that pass? If that's the one who dropped that pass, don't talk to me about this game, Ken. I like Webster or L-Dub, however you say his name, Shedeur and Travis. Those are the 3 offensive stars of this that's going to propel them to wins. And obviously Travis's defense. He's just a star in general. But Shedeur and Webster, like, they're going to make things interesting, because he catches everything, and he seems like he's a good route runner. So
yeah, Travis makes plays on both sides of the ball every game. He does something on both sides every game. That's what makes him so great. On defense, he shuts down his side of the field, and on offense, you get him the ball and magic happens every time. He's going to get you 100 yards no matter what. You can book that. That's going to happen. So Travis is, like you said, he is the best player in college football by far. You just hope he don't get burnt out or get hurt. What Shedeur brings to the table is that he can make all the throws. He's usually a heady player. I think Shedeur he shows that he has the mental fortitude to get it done. He got toughness, because he get hit almost every play. He's getting hit every play, and a lot of players can't stand in the pocket and take that. So the fact that he has the mental fortitude to get that done, that speaks volumes for me. That's why I'm so high on Shedeur as a player, because like I said, there's a lot of guys we know that get praised for a lot less. So, for me, it's not just the wins and losses. Like I said, he can't play defense too. He gotta be able to do what he needs to do to keep them in games, which is score points. If you score 38 points, if you score over 30 points a game, you should be in those games and winning those games. At some point, defense has to step up and take some accountability for this as well. So if you can't play both. He don't play both sides. So if they losing these games and it's 45 to 38, we're not gonna fault him for that.
First of all, Sheldon, what I do fault you for is like, why do you look like you about to stitch on the mob boss? You're right. You fix your lighting in that damn thing. Right. You look like you about to. You look like the last nigga I'm about to see before I go to the other side.
My light, I ordered a light, so my light is coming. I had to move because my computer was dying.
You got God behind you.
Somebody said you in Diddy's witness protection program.
I was going to acknowledge that, but I was about to cuss TJ out. Don't mention me in that name, TJ.
Bro, fix your lighting.
Look, because somebody asked, is there anybody on the schedule that they beat that I would be impressed by? And, and I'm going to remain vigilant. But I would like to point out for all the people that think I'm hating on Colorado, I'm actually one of the few on the panel that think they're going to. Nick, I said I think they're going to.
Don't try to be like, I'm actually the nigga that's.
But I'm the one that was like, I think they got. I think I said they can get to 6 wins. I actually think they're going to be a lot overperform what people's expectations are.
I feel like when we talk about this team, we always got to pull up the schedule. We got to ask somebody, all right, what are y'all talking? What wins are we talking about? All right, so they beat Baylor. Okay, they play UCF next Saturday.
That should be 4-1.
On the road. They shouldn't. They. I don't think they're favored. Let me see if they're favored. I don't think so.
Sheldon, if they can't be UCF,
Shelton, UCF is 3-0, bro.
UCF is favored 84% on the matchup predictor.
They're gonna be UCF.
I would hope so. But once again, they're favored to lose that game. Which
out of us three,
who was favored tonight? I'm sorry, Nick.
Baylor was tonight.
It wasn't by that. It was by 1.5. So it was a toss up.
Yeah, I think
UCF game is not a toss up.
The
UCF game is a 10.5 in favor of UCF. So they saying it's by more than a touchdown. Yeah, it's gonna be. They saying it's a 2-score game regardless. So I'll say this: I still expect them to beat UCF because that's a game that you need to win. Because right now I feel like their goal is we got to at least get to a bowl game. So that means you got to at least get to 6 to 8 wins. They say 6 to 7, but I say 6 to 8. 6 to 8 wins. So they got 2 right now, or they got 3 right now. So they need 3 more. So they play UCF next on the road.
That's a win for me.
So that's 4. They play Kansas State at home. They're going to be either ranked 13th where they are now still, or get dropped down. They probably get dropped down to the bottom 20, but I still think they'll be ranked even if they lose tonight against BYU. Either way, I'm saying I don't think they beat Kansas State. After that, they go on the road to Arizona.
They'll beat Arizona.
So that's 5. I agree with that. Obviously, I'm biased, but they did. My boys did whoop up on Houston tonight or today. They play Cincinnati at home.
They're favored to beat Cincinnati. This is the only one they're favored.
I'm gonna watch that game for sure. But I'll be willing to say they win that game against Cincinnati. So that's 6. So now they're technically in the bowl game range, but one more win would solidify them in it. Then they play the last 4 games they're on the road at Texas Tech, that at home against Utah, which Utah definitely will be a top 10 team by then, based on how they play. Yeah. They're on the road against Kansas, and then their last game is at home against Oklahoma State, and Oklahoma State barely lost. So,
yeah, they're only favored against Cincinnati for the rest of the season. That's the only game. And
that's what I'm saying. They last four is tough.
The worst spread is UCF. They're expecting UCF to dominate them.
So if they win that, Shedeur will show me a lot. You know what I'm saying? To me, like if Shedeur can get a winning record out of this season, bro, he's definitely a top 5 QB in my mind.
I think I honestly think they'll get to 6 or 7, bro.
If they get to 7, he's a top 5 QB. If they get to 6, he's top 10.
If they get to 6, he's top 5 with this schedule. And then 2, like I said, you what y'all keep not looking at is the team. This is a team sport. He can be this man can come out and throw for 400 yards a game and give you 4 touchdowns, and they're still going to lose some of these games because they're not playing defense. You got to look at it from both sides. It's not just if a win or lose, it's how you win or lose. Some of these games are not, and you unless you expect them to score 70 points a game, you may lose a game. Like I said, you can lose a game 38-45. Anything can happen.
To me, is this, Sheldon? I do agree with you. They let this was White Vic. This is White Vic out there. They had him running around like he was a toddler trying to avoid taking a bath. That's how he was running around that goddamn field. My thing is this, though. The defense, to me, is like, we understand certain teams going to play good defense and certain teams not. I gave up on Colorado defense a long time ago. Shedeur, to me, this is about Shedeur's draft stock. I don't really give a damn about the season. I'm only saying the wins will translate to how well he is going to have to perform to get them in bowl contention, which means that to me, he's going to show why he's a top 5, top 10 QB coming into this draft. To me, like to Ken's point, if he gets to 6, he's top 10. Because with this roster, with that offensive line, with this schedule, winning 6 games has got to be impressive. He got to do some impressive shit like he did tonight. Winning 7 to 8, which proves that he will be a top 5. Like he is that dude. Any organization who's looking for a QB should have Shedeur high on their list. You know what I'm saying? If he wins 7 to 8, anything more than that, like getting into the college football playoff and shit. Oh shit, we talking. It's him and Travis 1 and 2.
I guess I just look at it for the totality of it. You know, we've had quarterbacks drafted super high that ain't won shit. You look at Drake May last year. What did North Carolina win with Drake May? Nothing. Yet he was talked about as one of the greatest quarterbacks out there, which is crazy that they were even having him ranked number 1 on a lot of lists for quarterbacks. They didn't win anything with him. You look at Caleb Williams, they didn't win anything, and he was the number 1 draft pick. So I can't say that this team has to win for Shedeur to be the number 1 quarterback in this draft, or the number 2 or top 5 for that matter. It's how he performs when he's on the side, his feet on the field. When his side of the team is, when his side of the ball is out there, how they look with him at the captain of the ship is what matters the most. His throws, is he making all the throws? Is he staying in the game regardless of the score? It doesn't matter whether they win or not. It's what they do.
Marty said those guys you named won more than Shedeur.
No, let's look back.
That's what he said. I'm not going through the rec archives to look because I don't really care that much. I just thought it was funny he said that.
Drake May trash, bro.
But I don't know, man. Like, you know, these things are hit and miss. Like, you know, I Shedeur can play the position, but shit, we thought Bryce Young could play the position. You know, it's a lot of these guys we think can play the position until they get to the NFL.
You don't have to dim another man's light to have another man shine, bro. We're not doing that. Bryce is in franchise hell right now. Bryce is in franchise hell.
But nah, I think, man, yeah, you would be a fool not to take Shedeur 1 or 2. I think that's a given. I don't even know if that's even much of a conversation, but I understand what you're saying, Nick. But yeah, I still looking at the schedule. I see. Honestly, I think they can get to 7.
You over here hyping, bro. If they lose, all I know is that if they lose to Cincinnati, Sheldon, we come here having a conversation.
Hey, we got it. Yeah.
We having a conversation because that's at home too. That was another thing too. Like, I'm looking at these home games as well. Like, you winning at home actually means a lot to me more than, especially with college football. And I feel like other people kind of really keep, there's a reason why there's certain places like going and facing Michigan on the road or going to, like, you know what I'm saying? You see, like, the atmosphere does play a factor into it, and then how well you play, it just enhances that. So I do think that Colorado also won this off the strength of their fan base. Like, that was a mean ass crowd that they had. Yeah. And I know it helped them with some play calling and stuff like that. So
the one bit of credit I do give them is they look like they're playing a lot harder. They don't look like before we would have seen this team fold when things ain't going right. And they kind of hung in there, and that was impressive for me. I'm used to that. Like, I'm used to them laying down. when they get smacked in the mouth, that's usually it for them. But they hung in there. So that's a good sign, man. That's a good sign. And I saw the coaches fired up on the sidelines as well. That speaks volumes.
Well, I bet they're probably saying, ain't no way in hell we should be losing to this sorry ass white boy that can't throw the ball.
Boy, if they would have lost this game, like to me, that's the thing is like if they would have lost this game, we having a whole different conversation. Sheldon, I'm not this nice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you win, you win, especially the way that they won. Yeah, because I was about to be like, bro, we need to have a conversation about Deion as a head coach.
But you know what?
Because he out there walking like the penguin, but he ain't coming up with no scheme. This nigga waddling up and down the sideline, and I'm like, bro, like what's going on, bro? Your timeout situation is trash.
But I just, man, I just be looking at Travis, and I know we talked about it, but Travis is crazy, man. I pray that this man can stay healthy because I would love to see I can't wait to see this in the league and how it's going to translate to the NFL. But that dude is just amazing. Like every game is something, whether it's a big interception, he caused a fumble tonight to win this game. Just it's something every single time. It's not like, you can count on it. You can look at every game and say, that's a Travis play. There go Travis. Travis did this. Travis did that.
That's why I said what I said, Sheldon. It's like, bro, it's a no-brainer. He's the number one pick. If you have the number one pick, you pick Travis. Unless I don't even know who else you would pick beside Travis. Like just off of just the strength. Like you could have the best. You could be the Jets. Who got the best secondary? You would say. I would say probably like the Jets. Who else? Like any team,
any team
who has a great secondary, you're still picking them. Yeah,
you definitely do because regardless, like I said, he wants to play both sides, and it doesn't matter.
Good and damn well, Travis ain't doing this shit in the NFL.
No, he picking one. He's picking one
dominant side. I don't think he'll play.
He should be corner. He should be corner.
He's not playing the whole game regardless, but he'll be able to.
He's going to be punt return. He's going to be punt return, and he's going to be a corner. That's what he's going to be as his rookie. He's going to win offensive rookie of the year. He's going to win. He's going to be offensive rookie of the year, and he's going to be defensive rookie of the year.
Hey, Nick.
Hey.
Is that quarterback in Michigan winning offensive rookie of the year if he makes it to the NFL? What he winning? What he going to win?
I'm about to say that. I was trying to use my Spike Lee voice to say that's a running back at that quarterback position. I like Orgy.
You like Orgy?
I don't, kid. I don't.
Oh.
I just man,
hey, Ken, that's not the orgy I like. You know what I'm saying?
That ain't the right orgy.
That's the wrong one.
Bruh.
That's the wrong one.
Man.
That's a Diddy orgy.
That's what I wasn't gonna say it, Nick, but I was thinking it. I wasn't gonna say it.
Hey, Nick, it kind of looked like that because all I saw was him running to the back of a bunch of dudes.
Oh man.
He loved getting tackled.
Bruh, as much as we talk about how Baylor choked this game away, bruh, USC gotta be sick. USC got Lincoln Riley, bruh. Hell nah.
Yeah.
That shit was so goofballish. How the fuck they just forgot how to tackle. No, dude literally just spun around.
Number 19. Yep.
It was like football. It was like batting game, like a Madden glitch.
He might have had some of that Diddy oil on him too, because they just find the tackles like what.
Well, shit. Speaking of guys that can't coach, Sharon Moore almost gave it up. You know this motherfucker can't throw, and on top of that, you haven't been calling passes to get him in the throwing rhythm, and you jump into a pistol to try to do a throw to the fullback. What are they doing? Like, there's a miracle they won that game.
Yeah, he gonna cost them a game. He gonna cost them. You know what it's gonna be, Ken? Is they saving it for the end of the year just so they could just they go put a fork in his ass because he gonna be done after that, bruh. That Ohio State game they got coming up, he may get embarrassed.
Who was that? Wait, no, who's their starting quarterback? Orgy's not the starting quarterback. He didn't win that job. It was a white, but the white guy, he can throw, but he can't throw. It's some guy named David Gerard or something like that.
All I'm saying is that this offense play calling is basic as hell, and they got two basic ass quarterbacks. Yeah. You're not going to Ohio State. I think they're gonna be at Ohio State right this season. I gotta double check, but You can't go on the road with that, going to the horseshoe, thinking that you're going to come out there with a victory with that kind of offense. Because it was basically like USC, like you mentioned, Ken, in the chat, USC caught on to the offense quick. If it wasn't for the pick six, this game is not as close as we look at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That pick six was ugly, and that was a great read by the corner. If they didn't score an offensive touchdown until literally the last 30 seconds of the game, like they got shut out.
We would definitely stack the box on them and make them. We would force. If I was coaching against them, I would force them to try to throw the ball. You're not running the ball. It's not happening. It's not. Happening.
Yeah, which is what they weren't able to do. It's and shit. That Miller, Moss, whatever his name is, the quarterback for USC.
He did his thing. He had a couple throws. He had a couple throws. He was putting in the breadbasket. I ain't gonna hold you. Now he took a lot of sacks that he may or may not have needed to take, but he tried to win this game for him. His defense just let him down.
Yeah, they have to go to Ohio State. Oregon gonna light them up. Ohio State gonna light them up.
Yeah. USC,
they have to play Illinois. Like this.
These new niggas coming to this conference that they ain't gonna like being in the Big Ten because this ain't for the flashy. I realize that the most flashiest team in the Big Ten I would say is Ohio State. And even then, they still have a run game and a good defense.
Yeah.
So, and Michigan does play Ohio State in Columbus.
Yeah, it's grinded out football, and you ain't ready for that. And it's cold, so
it's cold.
Yeah, that's a totally different type of football. And speak of some warm football, I'm proud of Cam Ward. Cam Ward had 400 yards a day, 3 touchdowns.
He balled out.
Cam is doing his thing. I mean, I know he's not playing against the greatest competition in the world, but he's consistent with the stats. And I don't know I hadn't even looked at the Heisman odds, but I don't see how you could take it from him if he continues this play.
Well, to me, that's the QB I'm looking at, Shelton. As far as like, if you asking me like, who else are you considering outside of Shedeur? I'm looking at him. And I got to look at their schedule, but he definitely balled out today.
And he's playing better competition. Is that yes or no? I don't know. I'm asking.
No, he's playing decent to mediocre competition. He's had a couple games in there where, against some good teams. He played Florida Florida struggled early, but still, part of that was playing Miami. But he's looked good against everybody. And his schedule is easy from here on out. So all he has to do is continue to play like he's playing. He is the Heisman front runner right now. He's followed by Jackson Dart, who balling out in Ole Miss too. Jackson Dart is nice. Don't sleep on him.
I mean, we'll see how this is an easy schedule. It's easy.
Cam ain't played nobody, bro.
It's easy as schedule, especially if Louisville the only one that you really got to worry about.
That's what I'm saying.
I just more so look at his stats and how he throw the football. That's what I would probably pay attention.
Yeah, he putting up big stats.
He may stay in going to the league. He may stay in the same city because the Dolphins definitely drafting somebody with this whole Tua situation.
Yeah, he might, but yeah, he's up there, in that running for that top guy. I still think Travis. To be honest, we'll see how the rest of the season plays out, but Travis should be mentioned in that top 3. If nothing else, he should be up there. But he's not right now.
What, you talking about Heisman?
Yeah, Heisman, just Heisman.
Oh, he ain't going to get credit for these guys. No, it's not going to happen. And honestly, I don't think Cam Ward should get all that much credit with some of the guys he's playing. So I'm
just going as a prospect, Ken, because wins and losses ain't everything, but for certain people, they are.
It's stats. He's putting up wins and he's putting up stats, and that's what's going to be the separating factor. And once again, he's looking good doing it. So
I'll be more impressed if he goes undefeated and how dominant they look through that process. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right?
Yeah,
he can go undefeated, unlike Shedeur.
No, I've only watched like one game of his, Jamar. So, but I like what I saw. But I do take into account the level of competition because the NFL players are just fucking. Look at Caleb Williams, y'all. The NFL is fucking different, y'all. This shit fucking matters who they play against.
Yeah, but then somebody could say, look at Josh Allen, who coming from Wyoming. Like, what was his main competition?
And he sucked. He had to develop to get to where he was.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, a lot of it depends on where you end up and the system you're in and the coaching you receive. You got to have the right things. You got to be in the right situation. I was seeing where Nick Saban was talking about Bryce, and he was saying, you got to surround him with the right people. He has to have the right people around him to be successful. And that's all these guys, to be honest. We talked about Josh Allen in the beginning. He was not that at first. And he got in a situation, you brought those guys in they were from Carolina, but the new coaching staff, the new GM, they put people in place to make his job easier. And now we see Josh Allen doing Josh Allen things. So it really just depends on where you land and the support system around you.
Yeah, but Josh Allen could have easily been a bust. Like he was close to being a bust. He just got fortunate that they brought in some QB coach that came in. And it could operate in the reverse. I mean, I hate to bring him back up again, but Bryce Young was playing against elite competition, and look, he get to the NFL, and now we don't know if he can play or not. Tua for a while. I don't know.
You know how you can tell, Ken? Because
you tell me, please.
because well, two things. One, you can't go back and watch his college tape. Two, you can see the amount of people and the interest he's drawing from other teams. Everybody trying to get him.
You need to go to
not
Miami.
saying they want to get him for
a first round pick
tomorrow.
Yeah,
but to be for a first round pick. But teams are interested. They want to take a flyer on him because he gets rave reviews from certain coaches. It's just you ended up in the most shitty situation you could have ever been in.
I don't think that means much of anything. I think that they think that their program is better than their Panthers program, which is probably more than likely a fact.
Well, that's true.
But that don't mean that he can still play.
I mean,
go ahead. He's just in the shittiest position. That's what it is. It's just like
he's not in a program to where we can rightfully judge if he can play or not. And that's what I hear everybody saying.
Right.
I just, from what I've seen, I don't know if that'll help much.
It will, man, because like I said, it means the world, man. If you're confident in what you have and what you're going out there in your game plan, everything is lined up. It's easier to do your job. Some people can't work in those conditions, and he's one of them ones where like I said, he needs help. He does. We just said it. Josh Allen. If Josh Allen had been in a situation like that, we would not have the Josh Allen we have today. If they did not put him in a system that worked for him, if they did not put the time into him, if they didn't surround him with a couple good players, he wouldn't be the guy that we see leading this team today. Same thing for a lot of these guys. Dak Prescott,
that's what I'm about to say. Yeah,
same thing. A lot of them, they had to get to the right position.
Yeah, Dak Prescott could play in when he was at Mississippi State. He elevated that program.
That goes underrated, and people speaking of the college tape, Shelton, you look back at that Bryce Young years, like he didn't have some of the stacked rosters that Tua and Jalen Hurts had. But I do think that if Bryce Young was in a system like the Dolphins with Mike McDaniel, like he knows how to work with that QB already. Like, and you got the weapon, like everything would be better for Bryce. And you get him for cheap. You probably get him for a 3rd round pick. Maybe if you want to do a second because you're trying to win now, so you ain't really worried about drafting nobody that high. I just think that he just needs to get the fuck up out of Carolina because they gon' literally kill his career.
They are. And like I said it earlier, the best thing that ever could have happened to him, believe it or not, they talking about his confidence. The best thing that ever could have happened to him was to be benched. Because right now you get you get to sit back and learn a little bit. B, all the pressure's off you. Now it's on the organization. Now they're looking at them like they should be anyway. And C, if he's lucky enough, he'll get moved. But it's not always on these guys, man. They gotta get the help and the support and the coaching. Because it's not over. You don't get to the league and that's just it. You are who you are. It's development that happens.
Since when?
That's what it's always been. Like I said, we were fooled. We were spoiled by the Joe Burrows and a couple of these young guys like the CJ Strouds and people like that. That's not the norm. That is those.
Shelton, I've heard you shit on quarterbacks that came to the league, and and now you trying to cop a plea for Bryce Young.
I shit on Burrow, but like I said,
Zach Wilson, all these other guys that proved that they couldn't play.
No. See, if you go back with Zach, I talked about Zach before he got to the league.
I know that's what I'm
saying. In college, like he showed me in college that he was not worth what they were building him up to be. Same thing with some of these other guys. I saw it back, which I'm not, these guys know more than me, but they see it too. I know they saw Zach. All they saw Zach do was a couple fancy throws, but I was like, that's not it. Same thing with Josh Rosen. That wasn't it. Those guys did not have it. They never had it coming in. It's different when you see it. Like with Bryce Young, you saw things in college. You saw him flash a little bit. So that was the difference. So, when they get to the league, they should at least have flashed. People talk about flashing all the time. You should have at least have flashed a little bit in college to get there. But once you're there, that's when it develops.
Well, Bryce Young ain't even been a freaking light bulb. We can see. But
Bryce Young darkening my house right now.
You flashing more than he, but
I'm about to say.
But look. I will say this. The situation is bad. I don't know how we got here, but I'm willing to see that if he goes to a better situation, if he can actually play. I don't know. But
yeah, it's hard, Ken, when you ain't got nobody open. Ain't nobody open, and then that pocket closing quick. So
that's what I know. So when we look at these guys like Shedeur and Cam Ward, like what happens when these guys get in there and these guys are not open like that? So I don't know, man. That's why I like to see certain things when it comes to these guys. So and the level of competition they play. Everybody running wide open in college. So this shit ain't like that in the NFL.
We'll see. I'm just saying we on Shedeur watch for the rest of this season, kid. That's all it is. We picked the games. We circled them.
Nick Shedeur cooler than the fan. You got to give him that credit, because like you said,
I gave him credit this whole episode.
Man, he hit 14 in the chest. I'd have been crying I'd have been done from that. I wouldn't have never got past that was to me, that showed a lot of composure during when in a high intense situation, when you easily could have won the game just off of that, or at least tied. Right. And then to come right back the next play and make a play like that's why number 10 stood out to me, because that's a great catch too. Oh, you don't get to play. You don't get that play without the catch. So nope.
We'll see next week. They play, like you said, the juggernaut. What is UCF?
Right. Trying to hype up UCF. Yeah. And I see what y'all trying to do. Y'all trying to hype up UCF so that way when they beat them, y'all can sit here and come on and brag about it. Nah, I'm not sold. I think all these stuff. I'm not sold, bro. I'm not sold. Marty, Marty, somebody got to be the Leroy in the room. And that's just going to be me. That's all I'm saying. So, but yeah, anyway, great win by Deion. Great throw by Shedeur to tie the game. Great play by Travis Hunter to seal the game. Those guys stood up and made plays. Everybody did except Deion. Because he almost blew it with his timeouts at the end of the game. But they all managed to overcome his mediocre coaching. And they're 3-1, and they're halfway there.
Halfway home. One last thing. Shout out to that dude that whooped Anthony Joshua's ass tonight, too, in boxing. Y'all missed it.
All right. Well, that'll do it for us, man. We'll catch you guys next time. We out. Peace.
Peace.
Let's go. You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.